happening in the world of crypto? Well, here to talk with me about this is Peter Gantner from True Badger and Giacomo Arcaro. Gentlemen, welcome.
Hey, good to have you here.
Great to have you. Giacomo, you're a first-time guest on This Week in Crypto, and for the benefit of our viewers who may not be familiar with you and your work, do you mind giving us an overview?
Yeah. Hi, everyone, and thank you for inviting me here. Well, I've been caught up in the crypto space like everyone with it was love at first sight. It was 2017. I was working in my office. A guy came to my office and told me, Giacomo, I need your help to pump my token and I want to do an ICO. And I said, what? Stop right there. What did you say? I didn't know nothing about this. I just sent this guy to go out of my office because I want to be paid with euro and not this token. And he said, okay. And after like 2 months, he sent me a WhatsApp with a screenshot that he raised $24 million overnight. So I entered the crypto world like 5 minutes later.
Yeah,
and I
took you 5 minutes.
Yeah, but I gotta say that I lost everything by entering the crypto world at the end of 2017. But this is part of the game.
So what is it? What's your involvement now in the space?
Okay, yeah. Right now, my involvement is nothing. I mean, we invested in DeFi in early 2020, so we don't work anymore. What we're doing right now, apart from traveling from resort to resort, it's to invest in the upcoming trends and upcoming companies that are going to disrupt the world. So right now we are extremely focused in the Web3, gamify, and of course DeFi, which is my second love after Ethereum and Bitcoin, of course. So we spot the right trends, invest, and hold. Possibly, I'm a holder, so we don't never cash out or do speculation on Binance.
Now I have a quick question, because I listen to people talk about we're looking for projects, we're investing in things, what's a good way if somebody said, hey, I've got that next big idea, what's the way that they get in touch with you guys, or how do they propose things to you guys? Do you guys just go to events? Do you have a group of people that open the door for you that they need to get in touch with? And I guess just not for you guys, but just generally in the space, you hear people come on and say, hey, we invest in it. There's some struggling entrepreneur out there right now going, man, if I could just talk to him, I'd have it made because I have the greatest idea in the world. What's the way to do that in an approach?
Yeah, this is a really good question, Peter, because there's VC and angel investors that publicly says, show me what you got and I'm investing your money. Well, I'm in a group of people, Italian for the most, and Swiss people living in Dubai, of course. We have private chat in Telegram. We spot the good project and we contact directly the owner. And the metrics on which we based are not the classical metric were used by Crunchbase or the other website that show how much they grow in the last 1 year, 6 months. The user base is completely different. So for the NFT project, we just based on how much is the engagement in the Discord community. We don't give a dime if it's a good design or it's a bored ape or it's whatever ape. And we just look at how much the community is engaged on Discord. And for the gamify projects, we look at the team, what's the background of the team, and if they have already created a huge community around them. Another time, we don't look at the specific game, if it's interesting or not. We don't give nothing about that. We just care about how the people behave on that project and engage with that. Like Shiba. Shiba is, I would say, can I say shitcoin? Yeah, it's a shitcoin. Shiba is nothing, but it has a huge community. So if you took a look to the community, you may probably invest in like 10 months ago. But if you look at the project itself, it's a shitcoin. So no VC would ever invest in a project like that that's got nothing behind. So we are more those kind of people that has a private groups and share info on, right? Like 30 minutes ago, we were talking about Soul Chicks, which is a game based on Solana, which is really cool. And we were wondering whether to invest or not. So it works more like that rather than going to conferences to spot the next big wave.
Awesome. That's the great information to know. I love the fact that you pointed out what you're looking for in the projects, because that, as a creator, as somebody who's building projects, that gives me an idea of what to focus on and go from there. Very interesting that you guys pointed out the community side of things, because community is so important in the crypto space, more than probably anywhere else. Community overrides when it comes to projects. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Community is everything. There's a lot of tools that could allow you to test the sentiment of communities over Discord or Telegram, and this is way much interesting rather than the Plan B prediction or the Goldman Sachs prediction. Or yes, you just have to build your own way to spot the upcoming gems. And the only way, apart from spotting the one that has a market cap lower than 100 million, it's to study the community and the holders. It's much more about that.
So what do you look for in a community, Giacomo? Like, is it the level of communication, the intensity, the passion? What's there?
Yeah, it's the passion. Yeah, people around, for example, in NFT world, people around the crypto bull were much more passionate about the project rather than the how's it called, the meta billionaires, which is the two projects launched in the last week. So meta billionaires has made like plus 15 to 20% from the launch, and crypto bulls has made 3x. That's why on like a floor price on OpenSea, you just if you took a look to the Discord channel, you can easily spot that by just looking. We don't need any kind of tools, and you need the tools to understand that gamify will be the next season. Everyone is talking about alt season, and we used to think altcoins like Litecoin or I don't know, Solana or Cardano, but they've already made the bull run. Right now, by alt season, we are aiming to Axie that has already been doing this, and other tokens that are pegged to the Web3, to the gamify, and of course metaverse. So this is what we are looking for right now.
I don't know about all the rest of the viewers, but I'm taking notes here, right? So I'm just sitting here writing away, taking notes. So thanks for all this information. Real quick question is, you had mentioned there are some tools to look at. Can you share a couple of those tools? So if I'm looking for engagement on social media, can you share maybe one of the tools that you guys use to see that engagement, social media engagement?
Well, let's say that we don't use, I used to use tools when I was into the social business back in 2016 to scrape the sentiment on Twitter. But right now, if you scrape sentiment on Twitter, you're too late, in my opinion. So we're not using tools anymore. We're using like our I would say, our point of view, our sites, our experience to spot the upcoming trends. Reddit is really interesting. A platform. It's one of the best where people are really passionate. They spend like hours a day by reading, commenting, liking, disliking. It's really interesting to see how the business are going, what's the upcoming trends. But it's all without you. We're not using any tools actually. I will maybe text you some tools that we are using, but are not that as useful as using your experience and looking at the living chart. And yeah, that's the way we're working, we're behaving. Yeah.
So that sounds labor intensive, Giacomo. That's a lot of man hours to be reading boards, no?
Yeah, well, I'm working together with my wife, and she has left left the work as we know it last year, Eloisa Marchesoni, and we spend like 6 to 10 hours a day just talking at the resorts where we are and talking about what do you think about the proof of humanity you think that could be of any interest, has any VC invested into it, what's the trends on Crunchbase, where are VC investing right now. So we're talking a lot of everything. We are reading, I think really important is reading the blogs and the essays, the blog and essays that Vitalik Buterin is writing right now, like the retroactive quadratic voting, which is really interesting and because Vitalik is like 10 years ahead of us. So, and this is really important to read what he's writing. So, I mean, we are spending time by reading articles, reading white papers, and discussing from two different point of view. My partner is more into technical. I'm more into speculative, and merging these two competencies makes like creating huge profits. So it's cool by having a different point of view in the same team. So after we investing in a project, we gave them the consultancy in exchange of tokens, and we can help them to boost the project, boost the credibility, the social proof, and create the hype around the project. The more the project has got hype, the more we make profit, of course, because it's all about profit by the end of the day.
Now, when you talk about having a group, how many people are in the group that you guys are working with right now? Just, you know, if I said, hey, I want to put together a group, what give us maybe some dynamics of that?
I think we are just like 15 people. We are 15, and every one of us has got like 20 to 30 people below that are taking care of investments, of Binance trading, they're taking care of, they're spotting the upcoming trends. A nice thing is that I was talking with Eloisa like 2 hours ago, is that we listened to a guy, which his name is Dorian, which is just 18 years old, and he's spotting the trends. I mean, 90% of those trends are like scams, but the 10% are crazy. I didn't thought there were people playing the play to earn games for 10 hours a day, 15 hours a day, and making much more money than their parents at just 12 years old. So it's guys born after 2000 has a completely a different mindset. They consider Bitcoin old. Like Ethereum is like an old giant, like we are considering right now Messenger, MSN Messenger. Considering WhatsApp right now, Messenger is like a dinosaur. So if you ask to your sons or nephew or people born after 2000, what do they think about the crypto world? They were saying NFT, play to earn, and all those kind of project that we don't care about it, but they are all day long onto that. And it's crazy. You need to ask them to better understand the work. Otherwise, it will be cut off, and other people will make money instead of you.
Yeah, I think the metaverse is like that, right? I mean, I would think I'm not going to spend my time in a metaverse, but I look at my kids and say, well, they would probably spend all day there hanging out, going to visit their friends at a virtual shopping mall. If I'm going to go hang out with people, I want to be 2 feet away from, 5 feet away from, not online.
Yeah.
And that's the side I think is being able to not say, what am I into, but what's this next generation? What are these younger people that are moving forward, especially if we're looking for long-term growth, not the short term.
Yeah. This is what exactly I was saying. I mean, everyone's got an Oculus. I try to hang out with friends on the, let's say, the Oculus metaverse. After 15 minutes, I took my Oculus off. I was like dazzling. I took a beer and I went out with my friends in Central Park. Well, let's say that I'm not for the metaverse. I'm more for having a beer with friends, watching a football match with friends. But I mean, these guys born after 2000, they are into this shit. So they are really into these things, and they are buying stuff. They're spending much more money for t-shirt in the metaverse rather than the real t-shirt in the real world. This is crazy. I got my cousin spending much more in Call of Duty skins rather than having a suit to go on an appointment and get the job.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
I think the reason why is because you don't have to wash virtual laundry. You have to wash your regular clothes, right?
Yeah.
So they clean all the time.
Yeah. Maybe it's for that reason.
Right. And I guess if you're in a virtual skateboard park, you don't have to worry about an injury, right?
Yeah. And insurance as well, which is really costly in New York.
Yeah. So Giacomo, what is there anything that happened in the world of crypto this week that caught your attention? I noticed, for instance, Fidelity Investments announced that they're going to launch a Bitcoin ETF in Canada, if I'm not mistaken.
Canada, yes.
Right.
Yeah. There's a lot of
that gives credence.
Yes, I don't believe that. I mean, the ETF approvations will make Bitcoin spikes because, well, I don't think that for the same reasons before. I mean, it's not the news that are going to pump Bitcoin. It's more like the community that finally realized that fiat currency is a big lie. And we are in a period that we passed from 100 million market cap to 3 trillion. And we passed from punkers to investors like us, to ICO, to STO, to NFT. And the next big thing is as I said, gamify, which will bring all the gamers into this game, and the inflation and people that realize that US dollar and euro and all different currency are just a big lie. So this will be the next wave. But the biggest thing that happened this week, in my opinion, it was Jack Dorsey that resigned from being a CEO of Twitter. And Twitter passed from being nothing like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, to be a top social right now for crypto. And the fact that he's resigned from being the CEO to go on Square and changing the name from Square to Block. Yeah. This is the big news, because remember that people like Jack Dorsey and Mark Zuckerberg knows everything about us, can read anything. Zuckerberg has got the 70% of verbal and non-verbal communication. And he's got the tools, Peter, you were mentioning before, to analyze everything. So if they jump into the metaverse, they know, because they were talking about metaverse. All the world were talking about metaverse on WhatsApp, Messenger, and Facebook chats, and whatever, and Instagram. And if Jack Dorsey moved from being the CEO of Twitter to payment system based on crypto, it's because everyone is going toward that direction. So I'm expecting a small bull run for Ethereum and Bitcoin, a huge bull run for the Web3, and the GameFi altcoins will go, I don't know. I don't know what's the destiny of the altcoins. And but we need to pay attention because we're going to face, after this bull run, the biggest crash in history. So we do believe that. I do believe that. I mean, it's crazy what happened so far. I got like 100 friends became millionaire in the last year, which is incredible. Never happened in history.
Yeah, this is definitely a giant shift. I think sticking with big news, and it's not Facebook on the metaverse, it's that Facebook is retreating from banning crypto ads on Facebook.
Yeah.
So you're talking about, you couldn't run crypto ads on Facebook. They just retreated from that. You are going to be able to start running crypto ads, which kind of shows you the direction. And it also opens it up now for billions of people to get exposure, right, by crypto ads now. So that's another big movement in there. So the social media guys are really setting the trend on where crypto is headed.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So you talked a little bit about the future. What advice do you have for folks in terms of they're not at your level, they're not investing in projects like you are, Giacomo? They want to dabble. Where best for them to go dabble?
What's the best project to get into? Make dabble. As I said, we have diversified our portfolios regarding to crypto, of course, but regarding the whole picture, we are 80% into crypto, 20% into technology in general. So regarding to crypto, we are holding what is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and we're investing into, as I said, all the GameFi and Web3. The lower the market cap, the better. But you need to see which VC has invested into those cryptocurrency accurately, because you will avoid rug pull and stuff like that. But we are into that. Of course, Solana, Cardano, and all those coins will. We'll follow the bull run, but it's not like 10x, 100x. If you want to do that, you need to go on GameFi and Web3. Yeah.
So, Giacomo, are you saying that you use the VCs kind of as that they've done their due diligence, that at least it's a real team, at least there's something real behind it, and it's not and we've talked about it on the show before, rug pulls and all that stuff, and being able to see on those teams. So is that the main reason why you're following a little bit of what the VCs are doing for that reason? Or is it just you believe they're making the right decisions in the space?
Okay, so let's say rug pull. Well, first of all, rug pull are done by teenagers. They're way much smarter than us. I've wrote a post about that by saying that if a Nigerian guy, which is the most skilled in the blockchain space, would have scammed someone in, let's say, Europe, he deserved that money, because the European guy has to pay attention to where they put their money. And there's a meme describing this operation that look who's behind your losses, you, because you are responsible of your money, and you shouldn't invest into project with fake team members, fake users on Telegram group, and you should pay attention to that. So but if you don't risk, you will never accomplish at 100x or 1000x. The 100x happens when you spot a lower cap, and it's really hard to spot the lower cap that is going to do it in 100x, because the website will look like shit, and the team members will look good. Like, hey, this is really similar to. I mean, rug pulls sometimes are has a better appearance rather than the legit one. So it's really hard to spot that. But if you want to do 100 eggs, you should take a look to the lower cap coins. But it depends on how much you want to earn. I mean, we are in a situation where we're looking more for 10% per month rather than 100x. But like last year, I was looking for 100x for sure. I made like 100x with the ZKS, with the Morpheus. All the DeFi projects was skyrocketing last year. Right now, the same thing is happening with the metaverse and the gamify. And yeah, I think it's really hard to pick up the wrong token, but it's really hard to exit at the right moment. I mean, the central land made like 3 eggs, 4 eggs, but it's going to rise. So if you sell after 3 eggs, you may probably lose the upcoming 3 eggs. So it's really hard to decide when you have to exit from a token or stay inside. The same difficulties you will face by selecting the right one.
Well, I got to tell you, this has been fascinating for me. I love this conversation. If you ever need a 16th person in your group and an American, you got Italians and Swiss, I'm always available to join the group and be part of what you guys are doing. But I want to thank you for being here with us. I know it's been absolutely incredible and great information. Hopefully we can get you to come back on a future,
sure,
recording here. That would be amazing.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Peter.